Right, we're at Rockfish Gap. This is my starting point on the AT.
Day one.
Day one. We got here for 2 hours later, but it's part of it. So my feet are acclimating from having the Mississippi mud to walk on, and now having to kind of curl over rocks and stuff like that. So far so good. We're gonna go to the Calf Mountain Shelter, which is about 8 miles. So they say to start short, and I got a much later start today than expected, so that should be perfect. All right, we are starting our second day. It is 5 o'clock, and we're gonna get a few miles in before we stop and do breakfast and everything in the daylight. Each looks like a little walking farm running along the trail. Here we are. This is our first Shenandoah outlook along Skyline Drive. First of many, but pretty awesome nonetheless. Peach is getting a nice view. All right, let's go. This is the second spring. Peaches getting some well-deserved water. The spring was a 13-mile hike in between water sources, so we are quite thirsty. We're at Black Rock Hut, and it is only 1 p.m. Debating on whether staying here or to get another couple miles in. Really, I shouldn't push the mileage since it's only my second day, but I don't feel the need to sit around for 6 hours, and if I just take it slow, I could probably get another 4 to 5 miles in before I stop. The next shelter is 13 miles away, so not really planning to hike that far, obviously, but we'll see. There's a couple of day areas along the way, and maybe I can stealth camp there. I just have to see. So that's my 30 bottle. Fill that up first, and then the filter screws on top. Squeeze this. Here's what a Shenandoah hut looks like. There's a platform, and then a loft all around the side for people to sleep in. I'm airing out my feet and hydrating before I figure out what I'm gonna do next. This will be the third, I think, major mountain that I've summited within the past 20 miles. This is Black Rock Mountain. Well, this is what defeat looks like. Supposed to do a 15-mile day, and then I saw that a camp store was 5 miles ahead. So I decided to do a 20-mile day. Well, the camp store said it closed at 5. And so I tried to quickly hike those last 5 miles to make sure I got there in time. Turns out, camp store is closed for the season. So I now am exhausted, have sore feet, and did not get the prize of some extra groceries at the end of the day. So we are eating at Three Musketeers to feel better about ourselves. Good morning of day 3. Yesterday's 20-mile run kicked my butt. Very sore this morning, so we are taking it easy and slow today, waking up after the sunrise. I stayed at an actual campsite, but this whole area is closed for the season, so I had the whole place to myself. It's really nice. And the only bad thing is there's no water sources. It's all turned off, so we are getting up to go hike to our first spring, which is about 2 miles. Just can't beat it. There's been quite a few blowdowns. I'd say about 4 or 5 a day. And somebody I was walking with said it all happened recently in one storm, so sure hope we don't see a storm like that when we're still up on this mountain. I've met a handful of thru hikers. 3 people started actually the same day I did, so my choice of Shenandoah wasn't as unique as I thought. And then 2 other people, brother and sister, they started all the way at the beginning, so they're seasoned veterans, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can from them. They're obviously walking a bit faster than I am, but I think they wake up late because each day I've been sort of passing their campsite, and then they'll pass me later on in the day, so we'll see if that trend continues. But one thing about the trail is these friendships are rather spontaneous, because as soon as somebody gets a day ahead of you, you might not see them again, so we'll see. Well, I had to turn my phone back on for this. This is my first creek crossing, one of many, and this isn't quite as treacherous of one. Still exciting nonetheless. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. All right, we avoided a splash on the first one. We'll see about the future ones. Well, here's mile 900 for the people starting at the beginning. For me, it's mile 35. So we can just subtract 865 from all of my markers that I passed. Well, we are 3 days in. Already had a dehydration scare, I missed a water refill. I wasn't paying attention, it was off trail. And when I looked, I was already 2 miles past it. I thought, no big deal. It's only 7 miles to the next one. And I'd already walked 4 miles, so. Well, those 7 miles were a couple of massive summits, and all the trees in Shenandoah, a lot of them are dead. I don't know if it was a fire or beetle or what it was, but so it's just full sun, hot day. But I finally made it, and first thing I did was just pour it all over my head. Poured some all over Peach. So we're gonna sit here and drink a liter before we go anywhere else. So we're leaving High Top Hut because supposedly 1 more mile up to the summit is a couple of campsites, and some people have said it's the best sunset place on the AT. So we're gonna do that, muster through our dehydration headache. But to help me along the way, I was told to check the bear boxes at the campsites, and holy moly, thank goodness for that. We're gonna have a feast. So that'll push me through this last mile. We'll go with peanut M&Ms. Those are good stuff. Leave the rest for the other ones. Peach is slack packing for this last mile, just because she also got pretty overheated in the stretch without water that we had. So I wanted to watch her this last mile, make sure she's all right. Seems to be fine, obviously. She's waiting right in front of me. So I just strapped her pack to mine. And we just got 1 mile of uphill to knock out. At the top of High Top Mountain, we're gonna catch the sunset here. And I've got tents set up just a little ways back in the woods. I had an odd fellow come and talk to me in my tent. So hopefully he does not come back. But besides that, it's beautiful. Okay, we're back on the trail. Last night's sunset was pretty awesome. Today we're hoping for 19 miles. It's a big day, but the reason is there's a restaurant at 19 miles. So my luck with trying to visit these places and them being open hopefully will change. So 19 miles, eat there, and then there's some kind of stealth camping spots around there that I should be able to camp at for the night. Tons of trillium popping up. I think the trillium is as far as spring plants, precursor to May apples, because I've just seen tiny little buds of May apples. None actually erupted yet, so those are pretty neat. Working uphill. Whoa! Just rock scrambling down this mountain. Come on, Peach. All right, I'm doing my check-in a bit late. Ended up barely making it to the store right before they closed. The only reason I made it was because I had about 6 miles to go and I had 2 hours, which I thought was kind of close. So I stuck the old thumb out and hitched a ride with a family. They just threw me and Peach in the back of the minivan and took me there, and that was great. Then after I resupplied, I saw that the nearest shelter was about 3 miles out, so we went there, and it's full of day hikers and weekend hikers, so just gonna take it easy and recover. Today turned out to be a 22-mile day, minus about 4 or so, so 18-mile day, and we are wiped out. I keep thinking that we're gonna this would be like the last long day, but it just keeps adding on. It keeps being something that I want to hike to the next day. So we hit our town. Our shuttle is going to pick us up in 2 days, and we're about 13 miles away from where they're picking us up at. So I think I'm going to hike. They're picking us up at noon on Friday, so I'm going to hike 9 to 10 miles tomorrow, and then the last 4 miles in the morning on Friday before we get picked up. And then we go into town, and I may or may not have a 0. We'll see. Peach is pretty tuckered out. I'm getting a little worried about her, but so far so good. Peach is ahead somewhere. We have about 13 miles until we get to the spot that the hostel's picking us up at. However, that's not till Friday. Today's Thursday, so I'm gonna try to camp one more night out because tonight's still supposed to be warm, and tomorrow night it starts getting below freezing. And then we have like 4 days below freezing, which is really gonna suck. But I can't just sit at a hostel for 4 days, so we'll rough it out. No rain, which is good. So I think we're gonna walk maybe 10 miles today, and then save the last 2 to 3 for in the morning before we get picked up. I think today is the first day. The excitement is wearing off. Reality is hitting me. I think some of it is triggered because today's the first day that I've noticed that she slowed down. And that worries me. I don't want to put her, through something that might injure her. And in all honesty, I don't really see myself doing the trail without her. So keeping her healthy and happy, that's kind of what's gonna keep me on the trail. So we'll see. I've been told by many people I'm not trying to prove anything, so that's true. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But she's my priority. And if she needs to be taken off the trail, then we get off the trail. It's not really a discussion for me, so. But I think that triggered the initial thoughts of, wow, I'm on a trail for, around 6 months, and not, spending time with family or friends or any of that, which is very important to me. But we'll just see where it goes. I know there's gonna be lots of days like this, so just have to ride them through and see what we feel like tomorrow. She just, you can see her ears blowing in the wind. She just goes out on these cliffs on her own. The parent in me freaks out just a little bit, but Jesus, Peach, come back here. We are at Bird's Nest number 3, the best shelter I've seen so far. It's a stone shelter with a fireplace and the bunk table, and it's just on the ridge of this mountain. So we'll see if I stay here tonight. I have a town day tomorrow, so I might go closer to town, but it's a good spot if we do decide to stay. Got a ringneck snake. He's heading north too. Might beat me there. There you go, buddy. We are staying at Open Arms Hostel. It's the best 20 bucks I ever spent. Got to shower, recharge everything, and then tomorrow morning I will get groceries. 5 days on trail was a good roughing it start. I need to charge up my phone anyways, so this worked out. We are grocery shopping in small town America at Luray, Virginia, and the hostel has little bikes that you can use to go get your resupply. And this hostel is awesome because they're dog friendly, so Peach is just hanging out there while I run these errands. It's kind of fun. I'm only getting about 3 days worth of food and 5 days for Peach, just because it is not always determined where I can get food for her. So I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I'll just carry the extra weight in my pack. So we're trying to get back before we get soaked, but it feels great to have a shower and clean clothes. After a well-slept night at the hostel, we're getting shuttled back to the trail. It's a very weird feeling, leaving comfort to go back to roughing it. But Peach got a good bill of health at the vet. We got resupplied on food, and we have about a week until we'll hit town again. So Off we go. Right. We're back on the trail. Less than 24 hours off the trail, but we got our shower and resupply and slept in an actual bed. The Open Arms Hostel was wonderful. And our next town is 80 miles away, so we got quite another week on the trail before we get any amenities. So off we go, starting off with the climb back up to elevation, of course. All right, this was our campsite for the night. It's freezing. I hate packing up when it's cold. You see Pete just shivering. So we're gonna get a move on. It's supposed to be even colder tonight, like 20s. So we'll see if we can catch a hostel or not, because I barely got sleep last night and I hate to see her shivering. So, all right, here we go. The first view of the day, Hogback Mountain. Garter snake just in the middle of the trail. I think he's frozen. So let's see if we can move him. Yeah, he is frozen solid. Peach, go. Peach, go. Go. Don't you step on that snake. Get back. Stay. This is hard to do with the dog. Alright. The hand holds dog and camera. Dog's gonna get in the way of camera. And then we just gonna pick him up. Ooh. Feisty, feisty. Okay, I'm just trying to help you, buddy. Okay. He's alright. Frozen though. Put him over here. It's one of the last few lookouts I have left in Shenandoah. We ended up getting a hostel for tonight because it's going to be 20. And there's no reason to go through that when I can pay $30 for a warm bed. So we got a total of 18 miles to go today, and then we have a bed to get in. We have officially done 100 miles. So I just checked the map and it was like 99.6, so that was perfect timing. And we just clocked in 100, so all in Shenandoah. We're about to exit Shenandoah today, and that will mark off Shenandoah through hike from the south into the north end. I've driven it as well with friends, and I think I'm officially Shenandoah'd out. I've seen it by road and I've seen it by trail, so it's one check mark off the list. And 100 miles is, I've never hiked 100 miles consecutively, and definitely not with a dog, so it's a first, and it's a good first, and it's a happy day, so we'll celebrate that one. And we are about 8 miles away from the hostel where they're picking us up at, so today's a good day. Those that know Peach know that she is not a dog that enjoys toys. And she's just found this one stick and got so excited when she found it and threw it up in the air and has been carrying it, and it's really cute. Come here, show me that stick. That's a good girl. That's a good stick. Yeah, she's so proud of that stick. I don't know what has happened, but she has never been a dog that cares about toys at all. So this is kind of neat.
Sit right, Brandy? Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, look at that doggy. They brought the pregnant mother up from wherever this place was, and so she was actually.
We have officially thru-hiked Shenandoah National Forest. Did it, Peach? We can accept the term thru-hiker now, even though it's not an AT thru-hiker. We thru-hiked something, so that's pretty exciting. Now that we are down from the Shenandoah elevation, see all the spring leaves and the red buds, all the beautiful signs of spring. Felt like winter landscape still up on the mountains, so I'm gonna enjoy this while we have it, because we're going right back up to elevation in the next few days. So can't wait till it's all like this. It's indeed baby mouse season. Yeah, get out of the way, buddy. Go. Got our second creek crossing, at least major creek. This one's pretty easy as well. Peach took the wet route. Thank you for that, Peach. Tons and tons of May apples. I love it.